This might also be a problem. Just trying out a few things. Come on, close, close, close. I didn't realize how many tabs I have open. Hang on a minute. All right. Let's see if that helps any. Leave, leave, leave. Leave the side. Leave all the sides. Let's try not to buffer for days. Let's see. Yay! Hi, Sabby. I'm just going to post the link on Facebook and then on Twitter. You need to get off the counter. You need to get off the counter. You need to get down. We don't get on the counter. Here, that's for you. All right. I'm going to delete this post. Are you going to let me? Are you going to buffer? And delete post. And we're going to try this. Yes, I want to delete it. Yes, I do. I really, really do. Yes. Yes. Please don't spit. That's yucky. That's yucky. All right. All right. And I'm also going to close disk because it seems to be taking up a lot of my computer real estate. Please stop. Because now you're slobbering, and that's gross. And I don't want you spitting on the food because that's yucky. So, okay. Can you actually see me? Like, this looks dark. I don't know. Well, we're going to do this. We'll see what happens. No, thank you. You can eat it. So, you need to not climb on the counter. Get down. Thank you. Get down. That is the worst hiding spot in the house. I can still see your entire face and body. You are super bad at hiding. Don't touch the light. It's hot. It's hot. All right. So, for serious, can you go give Ophelia a big hug and get her off that chair? Please. Boy. So, yay, less buffering. So what I'm making today is cheap, easy comfort food. I've got a pound of ground pork. That was a pound of ground turkey. Hi. What do you think you're doing?
Mom, it's 9 o'clock. garbage.
Then don't eat it. Or eat it. Pick one. Like, pick which one you're doing, dude. And what? The longest 2 feet. It's just a simple, easy, like, not too hard to make spaghetti and meatballs. What do you want? I know, Sabby, for the longest time, for about 6 months last year, I was without a kitchen, and I don't know how you do it. And I still do have a tiny kitchen. Like I mean, I need more of that. Please, Ophelia, you can't be underneath me all the time. Yes, Ophelia. Like it's not super tiny. It is smaller than my last kitchen, but it's more efficient than my last kitchen. My last kitchen was actually pretty big. It was big enough that I could fit a table in it, and there was a lot of space. Like I could literally lay on my kitchen floor and like have all the kids around me. But I had like enough space for yeah, like this was the size of my last kitchen, and it was like so badly put together. Like I had space for my microwave and my stove, and that was it. Like everything else had to be, like I had to get a buffet, I had to put it in the hallway. I don't smell sage. I don't think I put it in there. I don't measure seasonings because measuring seasonings is for wimps. I'm just kidding. It's for people with lots of extra measuring spoons. And my kids think they're toys. So I need 2 cups. Okay, so do I mix it first? Eggs. Where am I at? Used to do. Like it was just... Ophelia, come on.
It can't be in there.
Do you know that there's more eggs in the fridge? These aren't the last eggs. Can you put the chair back where it goes? Honey, I don't know what you think you're trying to do. This may actually not last long. There are more eggs in here. I used 2 in here. That's not the end of the eggs in the house. I promise. You're doing an egg. I promise. I told you I would make you an egg. Even though this is your favorite thing, I'll make you an egg. It's being a day. Yeah, that's how I used to have to do it. I at one point had a cover for my stove that I would put on, like on the burners so I could prep first, and then my ex forgot that it was on there when he turned the oven on, and because it was wood, it burnt. So no more of that. Can I have? Oh, thank you. Out of my purse. So no more of that. So just mix it up.
Could be in there. That dust.
No, it's not dust. you going to be extra sad now that you got a camera on you? There's a smile. There's a smile. Yes, when everything is the end of the world. I wouldn't let her hit me with a chair. So. These are breadcrumbs. Crumbs. Crumbs. It's squishy. Is it squishy and squashy? No, it's not squashy. I'm going to put you down for just a minute, okay? Because I need to use a sharp. I know, that was forever. Oh. And there I go making a big mess. I know. Hang on. Let me put this back in the box because I know exactly what you want to do. You'll get up in just a minute. So, you see yourself on camera? Say hi. Camera. What's that? Is there crumbs? Ooh. So, anyway. But the whole thing, it made it a little bit difficult. And yeah, moving here was pretty much a godsend. Like, we have more storage space. Just in the kitchen, like my old kitchen, this was all the storage space we had. Now we have this under here, under the island, and then whoop, a pantry off to the side. Do you want to sit on your own chair? Do you want to sit on the chair? Here, excuse me, let's pick up the chair. There you go, have a seat. So, are you going to sit or are you trying to climb up so you can get all of the breakables on the hutch? All right. What you trying to get into? Even from there, you can't reach the breadcrumbs. I know what she wants to get. She saw that there's a potential mess. And that means she wants it. All right. Now, the recipe I'm using is confusing because it's like, oh, yeah, you want to use all this water. And I'm like, nope, no touch, that's yuck. Like, this doesn't need any water. No, thank you. No, thank you. Fifi doesn't touch. That's yucky. I know I said Fifi to touch, and I'm about ready to touch. Yeah? Ready? Oh, big hugs. Okay, say hi. Say hi, and then I'm gonna put you down. Oh. But anyway, I'm gonna turn and up. So yeah, I do have little added spots. Let me wash my hands real quick. Whew. All right. No, thank you. I don't need any help. No, thank you. All right. Nope. No, thank you. Nope. Nope. No up. No. No. Go wash your hands. You want to help? Go wash your hands. It's going to take her like 5 minutes to figure out how to wash her hands. I'll be done. Mom tricks. I kind of a little bit feel guilty, but not 100%. Uh-oh. Are you going to wash? Get some tiny, tiny meatballs. Hi, Llewellyn. How are you? Are you washing? Are you my big helper? Uh-oh. How about let's just turn that off. I created a monster. Did you get wet? Oh, goodness. Well, right now we're just making some cheap spaghetti and meatballs. My kids are making a water mess. So Savvy was the only one in here when I said what I'm using. Because it's cheaper meat and it tastes really good. I used a pound each of ground pork and ground. Nope, we're not taking the sprayer out. We leave the sprayer in the sink. We can play with water in the sink, not on the floor. They're meatballs. After I cook them. Uh-oh, can you help her fix it? Uh-oh. That's why I said it needs to stay in the sink. See, I grew up on a farm and we used to raise pigs. And after I graduated high school, my parents got chickens. And we lived right up the farm. We lived right up the road from a cattle farm, so we didn't have to go far for beef. But where I am now, we live in a trailer park, so no animals. Really? No animals that you caught. Oh, gross! I could. I don't have a car, so I rely on buying my groceries online through like Instacart. Uh-oh! Okay, let's get down. Excuse me. Excuse me. Oh no, look at how wet you are.
Where are the eggs? Where are the eggs?
They're where the eggs go. But our local grocer is actually pretty good. Because the butcher in that shop actually sources from local farms. I live in like, technically it's a suburb of Detroit, but like, no thanks. Not yet. Can you pick up that towel, please? It's a suburb of Detroit, but we're far enough out that like there are farms here. My goodness. And apparently I live inside a zoo. So I did put it on the description. Can you please leave the door closed or the window closed? I have the air conditioner on. It's like almost 80. Anyway, I did disclose in the description that because I sell Tupperware and just about everything that I use to cook with is Tupperware. I don't want to like break any rules. Okay. No more, please. How about we wipe it up? Can we wipe it up? Wipe it up. Right? So it's like, I want to make sure that like, I'm not breaking any rules when I do all this stuff, but like, I kind of just want to sit and chat and, because like, well, let's not do that with the towel. Come on. Yikes! If you want to chat, have some conversation, but like nobody's awake at 11 o'clock at night when I'm live streaming on my video game. Oh. Ophelia Storm. That's enough. No more. What did I just say? No, thank you. Hi. So what is everyone up to tonight? Eastern time. Yes. I need you to get down. Get down. And down. Woo. like, I think it was Tuesday. Tuesday I went live playing Stardew Valley and doing a live react to Sunday night's Game of Thrones because I hadn't watched it yet because I'm a parent. When do I watch anything on time? Thankfully, streaming is a thing. I set him up. So, otherwise I'd never watch anything. I think, yeah, you came in my live stream last week. It was, nope, yucky. It was badly set up and you could only see the top left-hand screen or left-hand part of the screen. So I have worked with the program and figured out what I was doing wrong. Stop. No more. I said no more. Okay, we're gonna put the bowl back there. No. You are not putting your, nope, no, not a chance. Nope, you don't watch it cook. That is too hot, you will burn yourself. Not a chance. I know. It's so sad and it's just but no, you will burn yourself. This is meltdown number 2. So if we hit 3, I apologize, but we'll probably end this. Because last one was because she wasn't allowed to hit me with a chair. Ophelia Storm. Put the chair back. Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am. Good grief. Yeah, the joys of parenthood. I am probably going to cut this down because part of it is she wants to be on camera and she refuses to get dressed. And I think that's a violation of the TOS. So, but if that's the case, if she doesn't calm down a little bit. Is that a distraction? No, it is not. Why would I think that anything would be an actual distraction for Ophelia? Hi. Ow! 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 Are you a puppy? Ow! No, thank you. No, thank you. That's yucky. She's 2. Well, 2.5. Say hi. Yeah, she's 2. She's discovering everything. It's kind of funny. Her 2 older brothers are 7 and 9, and they're both autistic. And as far as we know so far, she's not. She's progressing on a normal timeline as far as speech development and everything goes. And I was absolutely unprepared to parent a child. That is enough. Why did you hit Mama?
What?
You hit Mama. Why?
What?
Yeah. No, thank you. I was absolutely unprepared. I actually have 4. My oldest is 19. Is going to be 19 next month. So, we've heard. I've heard the same thing too. Nope. And the testing that they have right now, I know it's mostly geared toward boys, but even what they test girls on, she is not even close to showing any neurotypical behavior. She doesn't have any hyper focusing. She doesn't have any sensory issues.
What? No.
It's funny watching her mimic me while I'm like in the middle of trying to tell her to knock it off. But yeah, so I mean, she may present with autism in the future, but as of right now, she's not. And after having raised, like my oldest, he did have some speech delays, but he was never ever diagnosed autistic. Never really showed the signs, but he did just have a speech delay. He's just shy. But as far as any of this goes, like my boys were all super chill, super calm, and as you can tell, she is not. I often joke, like I'm not huge into like astrology or anything, but I often joke that if ever there was something that would get me into it, it would be her. She was born on November 1st. Scorpio sun, Scorpio moon. And every description ever of a Scorpio with their temper and their quickness to temper and their charm and all of it, this one, 100%. We're not touching that. So, like, I don't know if there's anything to it, but if there is, I know you just want to eat raw meat, and it's not going to happen. She's not acting this way just for the live stream or just because there's a camera. This is all the time. I am currently a single parent. I became a single parent when I was still pregnant with her. Their dad decided to cheat a whole lot. And I may eventually make a video about it when we're officially divorced and there's no legal proceedings. But suffice it to say, just basically, his idea of marriage and like literally anyone else's idea of marriage are, yeah. So yeah, it's hard. I'm not gonna lie. But are you hurting Mama?
What?
Are you trying to give Mama owies? No owies. I mean, it is hard because it's like, this is something that I am going to make a video on because what? But when I saw the whole deal going on right now with, I know it's crazy drama, whatever. With Tana Mojo and her current ex, it kind of felt something similar. When I met their dad, I had lost, I'd lost faith in like monogamous relationships because I've never been in a relationship where somebody hasn't cheated. And so I went into the relationship with their dad as not really polyamory, but like open. And their dad was not comfortable with that. So I did what... No, thank you. When you love someone, you sacrifice for them. No. So, I didn't want to settle. I didn't initially want to settle down, but because he did, I chose to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I went from dating around, not necessarily sleeping around, but dating around, to dating him. And then marrying him. And he cheated on me all throughout our marriage. And that's what's frustrating to me is I was like, okay, but I was open to saying, if you communicate with me, I have no issue with you having other friends or seeing other people or having other relationships, as long as you afford me the same courtesy, because you don't, if you go in with a lie, you end up, you end up lying, basically. I can explain it better when there's not kids around and I'm not distracted. But it's kind of like, when you say, I'm uncomfortable with you dating somebody else, or I'm uncomfortable with you having like a friendship with someone else, and you cut that off, but then you go and you do something to violate the relationship in the same way that you didn't want the relationship violated. It makes it hard to trust. And, repeatedly doing it over and over and over. It wasn't just that. There was a lot of emotional manipulation, financial abuse. He neglected our children quite often. Oh, absolutely. It's definitely a double standard. And we can talk about it later. Oh. And I'll probably go live. Tomorrow night. We don't lick mommy, especially not there. That's yuck. But it was just like, there was just so many things. Like, I mean, like I remember one time going out, like my best friends and I used to get together once a week. Wednesday night, we'd go to a local pub or restaurant or whatever, and we'd go knitting. And I'd be gone for maybe 2.5 hours a week. That's literally how much time I got to spend with my friends, 2.5 hours. And I would come home. The kids hadn't been fed, and the boys were still in diapers. My 7-year-old was 4, and my 8-year-old was 6 when they were potty trained. At the same time when I was pregnant with her. But like their diapers hadn't been changed, they hadn't been fed, and it was like 9 o'clock. And so it was a lot. Like it isn't just any one reason why I was like, all right, we're done. What? Ashley's over there. So, I mean, and even now, like, we have 50-50 custody, legal custody. He has open visitation, and he hasn't seen the kids in about 2 months. And before that was Christmas. And before we moved, we lived a 5-minute drive away from where he worked on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Never saw them. And this past September, decided to text me saying that he wanted the kids at least once a month overnight. So I was like, fine. Then he insisted on taking her for overnight. So I was like, okay. Now, she has no idea who you are. Maybe he's into it. And he was like, nope, overnights, right away. I'm like, I really think that you should ask your mom her opinion on whether or not you should take her for overnights. It was like 2 hours of back and forth of him just being belligerent and kind of a jerk. And finally he's like, fine. I'll have to take it to the court then. I was like, whatever. The court's going to say the exact same thing, you know? And so he ended up calling his mom and getting her opinion, and she was like, that'd be a bad idea. So since they've been here, he's seen the kids a total of 4 times. I can't make him want to come see his kids. So all I can do is facilitate it, and what? So I'm gonna take these ones out real quick. Nope. No. No. Neenan. What's that mean? Meatball? Are you gonna stack the spices? Ouch. Hot. No, Fifi. Mommy? No, you don't want any of that. Those are onions.
Mommy? Yum, yum.
Right, absolutely. Like it'll only harm the kids. And if he doesn't want to see them, you know, I mean, they stop asking for him. And that's really the hardest thing for me, is to know that they've stopped asking for him. because they used to ask for him at least once a week, and now they don't. And oh, what happened? You dropped the garlic. But yeah, that's the really the hardest thing. Hi, Sin. That is not Donald Duck. Well, we can pretend it's Donald Duck if that's what you want to play with. Uh-oh. So, but yeah, I'm not going to force, like I'm never going to force him to see the kids. And I try not to force them to see him. But the good thing is they're still at the age where they want to.
It's yucky.
Well, it's because it's still raw. It's got to cook.
It's yucky.
That is my night. But yeah, like they still want to see him, which, can you say hi? No, you're gonna stack. So, I mean, at least that's the good part, is they haven't gotten completely jaded yet. Yep, stacking all the supplies. I got rid of all the sharps. So the time. Mamos. I don't know what that means. So, I mean, and there will be a time when they don't want to go. And, I mean, until they hit 12, I kind of have to say, well, he's your dad, you have to go. But for the meantime, it's just kind of like one of those wait and see, like, will this be the week he calls or texts and says, hey, I want to see the kids. But so far, like, I got notification last week or the week before that he lost his job and he applied for a reduction of child support, which is how I pay the rent. So, I mean, and people, you know, people paint single moms that get child support and like, it, you know, oh, it's not all going to the kids. Like, listen, if I pay the rent with it, it's literally all going to the kids. You know, if I pay the electric bill with it, it's all going to the kids. The jobs I have, it's like when you leave somebody and you take the car, or if you're the reason that they no longer have a license, which is the case, it's your responsibility to remain employed. No, thank you. Oh, that wasn't very kind. Pop a lid on this. So, I mean, it is what it is, and I know that the way he looks at it is, but I'm struggling too. Like, you moved in with your girlfriend and her kids. It's not really struggling. Someone else is helping you pay the bills. Like, you know, we're the ones that went to the courthouse, promised to take care of each other forever, but, you know, you do you, bud. No, we're not getting into the drawer. No sharps. Here, look. Push. Ready? Push. So, you know, it really isn't, but there's not anything that I can do about it. And right now I'm in a kind of a limbo because I don't know if he's been approved for unemployment. And the way Michigan is really convoluted and screwed up. Right. And right now it's basically like I had a full-on panic attack yesterday. I took the last Ativan I have. And so now I'm just in a place where, because I'm still waiting to be seen by a psychiatrist since moving here. because Medicaid is amazing. I mean, I'm appreciative of it, and I'm grateful that it exists for people like me without a job that pays for it. And my kids, it pays for literally everything. I mean, I have a small copay for some things, but, and that's a Michigan thing. I'm not sure how it is everywhere, but it's like the only specific physicians and therapists and psychiatrists take Medicaid. And sometimes they don't take the Medicaid provider, they need straight Medicaid. And regardless of what they take, if they take Medicaid at all, it's always a wait. And whether it's a wait to see them at all or a wait in their office. Usually when I see my psychiatrist, my appointment is at noon and I leave the office around 9 p.m. So most of it is spent in the waiting room. So because there are 2 providers in my county and they're 45 minutes away from here, so that's going to be fun. And the only reason that they are providers is because kind of a sympathy thing for their fellow refugees, because they were refugees. And that's most of their clientele. Refugees and single parents. Thanks. I don't want to be force-fed Cheez-Its. I'm going to turn these over real quick. Ow! So, anyway, thank you, Llewellyn. If, you know, are you trying to feed the computer? Because that's not how it works. I plugged it in. It's fed. Thank you, Llewellyn. This is my first step in reaching out, because I just find it hard to reach out because of so many times in my life where I reached out. I pointed this out in my video on PTSD. So many times I've reached out for help to people that were supposed to help and was turned away. So I still got that, like, it's a distrust thing that's not about you. Can we not do that, please? No more. No more cheeses for you.
Cheese.
You have to eat them. I don't want to eat them. I do not want to eat them. Fifi eats it. Can Fifi eat it? Here. Is that yummy? I knew that was coming. This is not a mukbang. So like I said, it's not you at all. This is like, this YouTube channel is like me reaching out and telling my story, because like for so long I tried telling my story individually. Are you Donald Duck? And it felt like no matter where I went, the ratio of people that believed me to people that didn't believe me was pretty crappy. And that's something that sucked because it wasn't just like as an adult, people didn't believe me, it was as a child. So it's like a lifelong thing that I'm trying to overcome, and it's part of my therapy. And I absolutely appreciate when people reach out to me and tell me that they hear me, because for so long I got, oh, you're full of it. Oh, you must be exaggerating. And you know, I do use hyperbole a lot, especially when I'm writing. But I mean, hyperbole in itself is a way for somebody who's hurt to express that, you know, the listener is listening incorrectly. Exactly. There's still people in my family that don't believe that I was abused. And there's people in my family that, even though they believe me, have still shut me out, because rather than upon them saying, I believe you, I was immediately better, which that's not a thing on any planet. I have always been, you know, screwed up, quote unquote. So this is just kind of me proudly being the black sheep of two families, adopted and not, and being who I am, unashamed, and telling my story. And, you know, I'm not ashamed of what I went through, because it was not my fault. I'm not ashamed that I took so long to say anything about the abuse that I endured as an adult, because of the way that people in my life reacted when I was abused as a child. And that's not my fault, and that's something that they need to sit with. And if that makes them mad, and if they're seeing this and they don't want to talk to me, or they want to call me and yell at me, please stop putting things on the keyboard. I didn't get abused at them, and they need to take their discomfort and they need to sit with it and figure out why they're uncomfortable and what they can do to remedy their situation. Because I would love to give you a big hug. But I mean, that's, and I think that way for like all abuse survivors. Like, even like as much drama as she brought to herself, Leafy Greens, she needed a lot of help. And I you know, I heard in her story a child who was never listened to, and an adult who was not listened to, an adult who reached out and was told that she was too much. And it's really sad that I saw a lot of my old self in her. And I wonder if I'd been on YouTube in my 20s, if I had done the same thing. Because I've grown a lot since I was her age. And that's not excusing anything that she did. She did a lot of shit. But she needed, welcome back, Sebby. She did a lot of shit that she should be held accountable for. And yes, exactly. Because, please stop. We're not going to push this off the counter. We are not going to push this off the counter. Absolutely. Like, she had her diagnosis from her therapist, and it was not BPD. It was CPTSD, which is exactly what I have. And yes, she definitely needed to be treated like a human. And I saw that some people were, and I saw a whole lot of more people that didn't need to be involved in the situation, getting involved in the situation and making it worse. And that's what I think went wrong. That's what I think is going on in general wrong in the YouTube community. Because we have all these people who, hang on, I don't want to burn stuff. Actually, it's not just with the YouTube community, it's like with the internet as a whole. They think that because they know a part of your story, they know your entire story, or that they're owed parts of your story that they don't understand or refuse to understand. And I'm even seeing that this past week. Someone from my hometown, he was a war vet. He committed suicide after a, I think, 10 or 12 hour standoff in his home on May 1st. And when people were trying to memorialize him and remember the good parts about him, because he was a good guy, he was, he had PTSD and it was not being dealt with properly. And so many people from the community, rather than offer sympathy to the family, demanded answers. They demanded to know whether it was because he was withdrawing from pain medication. They demanded to know if he was refused pain medication. They demanded to know all these things that were not at all any of their business. These people. Not once did any of these people that were demanding these answers, not once did any of these people reach out to the family, to the friends, the neighbors, to the people, the neighborhood that was shut down for an entire day because, you know, the police did not want civilians to be harmed. You are not standing near the hot flame. You can. Do I need to fold up chair too? No. Like they were demanding answers that they didn't have a right to. And I think that was another huge chunk with the Leafy Green story, was people were demanding answers to parts of a story that weren't theirs. They don't have. You don't have the right to every part of everybody's story. You know, and like, you know, when she told her story about how she beat up a rapist, you know, I don't blame her. I've been raped and gone to the police, like within moments of the assault. I had his fluids still in me. I had the gun print still in my back. And I had to have a complete physical meltdown in the middle of the police station for them to take me seriously. And it just so happened, like, I don't think anything would have happened if a nurse from the trauma unit at the local ER hadn't been in the lobby. Like, it was just kismet. It was meant to be. And so I was taken to the hospital. I was given a rape kit. And they found him within hours because he did it again. And not only that, he had a record. And he was a serial rapist. They solved 15 rapes because I threw a temper tantrum in the middle of the police station. If I hadn't done that, They wouldn't have found him. Or it'd have been, maybe years, maybe decades. In Detroit, the log for rape kit testing is 20 years long still, and that's even after all the donations and everything to get it moving faster. So, I mean, like, people keep saying, oh, it's not right she did that. Oh, it's not this, it's not that. What other options do we have? We don't have a justice system. We have a legal system. And it doesn't always work in the favor of victims. It rarely works in the favor of victims. And I keep hearing about, oh, well, what about all the guys that are accused of rape? Men are more likely statistically to be raped than to be accused of rape. And if they start taking that seriously, maybe the world will be a better place. I don't want anybody to get raped. I don't want anyone to be falsely accused of being raped. At the same time, anytime I hear of somebody being falsely accused, I wonder. Because a lot of times when police say, oh, there's nothing to go on, or what's the matter, pumpkins? Mama's cooking. No. Do not get up to the stove. I am the worst parent on the planet, apparently. Are you done? I'm not letting her touch the hot stove. I gotta share my story because I don't want people saying I'm doing anything to Sabby, I know that I can sympathize with you, and it's horrible. And there's this thing where, like, we protect the abuser at, like, all costs. And nobody helps the survivors to pick up the pieces. What you and your mom are going through is not right. It's not. And, just because just because somebody doesn't agree.
What are you baking?
I'm gonna make spaghetti and meatballs. Oh, we're almost out of garlic. Can you give me a can of tomatoes? Yep. Right here in the brown bag. Where did you take the can opener? Ash. Oh, there it is. I'm glad it is healing because it's healing to get out for me. And sorry. It's healing for me to get out because for so long I sat with it. and did nothing. So, okay, I've got them. I'm going to tell you the next step of what I'm doing. I got the meatballs out, and I put 2 tablespoons of butter in, and the rest of my crushed garlic, and I don't know what I'm going to do with the rest. And then instead of a can of tomato sauce or spaghetti sauce, what I do is just a can of regular tomatoes. Pop it in. And just kind of crunch it down a little bit. Oh goodness, what are you doing with the milk? Where's your bottle? And yes, I know I'm a bad mother. She's 2 and she still gets a bottle. I stopped nursing her at 7 months, and if I was still nursing her, she'd still be nursing. So. But things. So for the most part, she drinks water out of this. But when she's having a rough time, it's like comfort food. Here you go.
No.
Okay.
No.
What? What? Do you want it in your cup? Is that what you wanted? Yes? All right, then. It is. It's so much less mess in a bottle. But you know what? Those cups are amazing. I wish I had them for my older kids because it's so much less mess. Hang on. I think there's something that I'm doing wrong here. And I'm not sure what it is because it doesn't look like the same. Let's see. Ash, can I have that other can?
Potatoes.
Those are not potatoes. Can I have that other can?
Are these potatoes?
They are grapefruits.
They're oranges. They're oranges.
They're kind of like oranges. They're close to oranges. They're very tart, and I like them. My favorite way of eating them is I will cut them in half, put a tiny bit of honey on them, and put them under the broiler. For like 4 minutes. Broiler. All right, so let's give you a double can of tomatoes. I just crush it. And as my description says, I've got Tupperware to spare. So and I just let the butter melt down, let it kind of thicken a little bit. You know, I know that like Megan Tonjes, she talks about her mental health stuff on the same channel as she does her music. She doesn't do a whole lot of music lately.
Oranges.
They're grapefruits.
Yeah,
Do you want to try one with for dessert? I can put one in the broiler with honey on it.
honey. No, I want the honey.
You want to drink honey? No, we're not doing that.
I'm a bear.
You're not a bear.
I am.
You aren't.
But
You're a cutie bear.
No, I'm a cool bear.
You're a cool bear. All right, you're 7. You're a cool bear. And that's, you know what, that's okay, because you can also add another channel. You know, where's the circle chair? Can you find it for me? Is it over there? Dinner's almost ready. What kind of sandwich? All right, in a few minutes I'll make you one, okay? Yeah, I'm gonna sit down and talk for just a few minutes. Ash, I'm gonna sit down and talk for just a few minutes. Yeah.
You can't have a break.
Yeah, I can have a break.
No.
Yep, I get a break. I'm a mom. I'm in charge. I get to take my break now. But yeah, I think having two separate ones is like a good idea. I know that for a long time, again, using the same example, Megan had hers separate for a long time.
Yes, sir.
Who just threw garbage at me? You don't get to call me sick. Why don't you go sit down? All right, no sandwich.
Don't be ashamed.
I ought to be ashamed. Don't. You need to put that back. I need to use that to fix the cupboard. You need to put it down. Echolalia is so much fun. Anyway, if you don't know what that is, echolalia is where autistic kids and people will take things that they've heard in songs and books and TV shows and script it out and use that as a form of communication. And that's what my kids usually do. The 7-year-old is better at communication than my 9-year-old or 8-year-old. He's going to be 9 in like 2 weeks. But they still do it. So have a good night, Llewellyn. I'm probably going to log off here in a few minutes because I'm hot and sweaty. But anyway, it's really nice being able to chat with everyone. Even though it's just the three of you, it's still nice to chat with the three of you. Because I mean, even though I'm not hearing anyone else, it feels good to like talk and see a response. Because I don't get that very often during my day. But I don't remember what I was saying. What, honey? Why? Life. No, thank you. No messes. So, and again, like, nobody should feel obligated to share their story publicly. I mean, you know how to like anybody that's in here knows how to reach me. I'm always available. And even if I'm not, please don't. I'm very readily available. You know, so we're not playing with the sink. Let mommy have a little bit of a break. Anyway, I'm always available. Sin, do I have you? I don't even have it open. I'm trying to recall if I have you on Discord or not. If I'm thinking of the same person. Are you on Discord? Feel free to add me. I don't have Discord on because it was lagging my stream. But yeah, add me. I'm always on. You know that. So, or I don't know if you follow me on Twitter. I've been doing a rant a day on Twitter. So that's been getting well received. I've actually been getting a lot of angry DMs, especially after yesterday. Basically telling the general public to stop being assholes to people with mental illness. So, yeah. And today's was basically like, be kind. And don't expect to like everyone, and don't expect to be able to save everyone. And yeah. So, Sabby, I think I followed your music account on Facebook. I'm not sure. I may have just Googled it and opened it because that's how my brain works. Like, there's so many people. Like, there's people that like I have blocked for a reason, and like I see so many people like giving them like they're like on their 5 millionth chance. I'm like, at this point, they are not like, they're lobsters. They're not cats. They don't have like 1,000. They don't have the 9 lives. They're a lobster with like their 1,000 lives. And I'm just like, stop. Like, quit petting the snake. You know what I mean? It bites. It bit you. Stop petting it. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that on here, but none of the people that I've blocked can see this because I've blocked them, or can they? I don't know how Facebook or YouTube works. I know that they're blocked everywhere else, so it's just disconcerting to go into like a live stream, and I've seen this a couple times, so it's not just one person, where you go into a live and you're automatically alerted that somebody that you've blocked is a mod, and I'm like, huh, well, this is not going to go well. And it's not even like I feel as a personal affront to me, because I block people on purpose. Like, it's never a flippant reason. It's not like, oh, you said the R word. Like, if I just don't follow them, or I'm just like, that person's a jerk. It's literally, oh, you spent time and effort to harass me. Blocked. And I'm a small fish. Like, I've got 50 followers on here. So it's like, it's one of those things where like, and they're always somebody where chaos follows them everywhere, and it's like nobody seems to see the cloud of chaos and like really care about the cloud of chaos. It's like, oh, that must be a new fashion accessory called the cloud of chaos. And I'm just like, yeah, can we not do that? Like, once I would like to see,
It's a pumpkin.
it's not a pumpkin, it is a can of cornstarch. Feel free. You probably know exactly who I'm talking about, or the people I'm talking about. So anyway, I'm going to get off here. I'm going to cook some fettuccine noodles because that's what I have. I am going to take a picture of it for the gram. And I think I just pulled a muscle turning off over and over and over. Anyway, thanks for sitting and chatting with me. I will be around in a little bit. My children are chaos. Little tiny poops of chaos. But they're good clouds of chaos. So anyway, I love you guys. I'll see you guys later. Bye.